What is going on, friends? Sean Don coming back with a technical analysis. Here we have Keely McLaughlin of Oregon State, coached by the great Dave Dumble. All right, so before we get into this video, I just want to let you guys know that if you're interested in a technical analysis of your own, go to gripandrip.co, www.gripandrip.co. Sign up for the in-depth technical analysis, just $20 for a one-off video, $15 if you subscribe for monthly, or if you're in need of other coaching services like a throws program or a lifting program, or you want the whole gamut of everything, let me know. All right, shoot me a message on Instagram, shoot me a message on gripandrip.co. There's a contact form. All right, if you have any questions. All right, I'd love to help you guys out. And this is a situation where I've met Keely before, so I love also connecting with people that I've met in person, helping people out online. I love bringing the two together, so this is really cool to be able to help her out. So hopefully she finds this beneficial. All right, so yeah, let's get into it. So Keely sent me 3 videos, and they all look pretty similar. So that means at least the 3 videos you picked technically are pretty consistent, and there's not like any like huge glaring problems, I think, in your video. I think there's a very consistent way in which Coach Dumble seems to coach hammer. He seems to do a good job of doing so because a lot of his throwers look very similar. And I can't say I entirely understand it. I've never heard him coach hammer, but I'm a fan of it. I mean, he did coach Maggie Ewan for a little bit. She did pretty well, so that's pretty cool. So let's yeah, we're gonna break this one down, and then I also want to take a little look at one of the side view videos you sent me. Just to, like I said, I want to make sure that you get, some value out of this, because like I said, I'm not really sure how much there is going to be to critique, I suppose, because it's, like I said, just kind of a different style of technique. And I don't really understand it, so we're going to work through it. But step up, winds, turn them back to the right pretty well, right elbow down, hands coming low. All right. Second wind, sturdy, facing the back a little bit more, right elbow down. Pretty solid patience, as you can see. Ball's going through 0, probably right about there. You can see this left shoulder and the head start to peek around the corner a little bit, but it's not a huge deal as you do wait. As you can see, everything's kind of lined up towards the end of double support. So it's pretty decent entry. Could maybe get this left shoulder a little bit lower. The right elbow being down is cool, but the left shoulder just a little bit high. And maybe you could reach your hands out away from the body a little bit more. The first wind, it might help to do so, but the second wind specifically. And then especially through the entry, you get your hands out. As you can see, you do that towards the end of double support, but maybe if you try to do that a little bit earlier, it could help you connect a little bit earlier. And then around the left. I think the thing is that it doesn't look like there's really much direction in the throw. So you catch, you're kind of coming back around, you catch, flat. Hips maybe aren't quite underneath you. It looks like you're a little bit too far over this left foot. And then you ground that heel. There's this big stagger between the feet. Right foot's back towards the sector. Left foot is a little bit more forwards, and I think that affects your direction a little bit, whereas you can see you're going to go down what would be the right sector line. Also, perhaps maybe you just get in your legs a little bit deeper. It looks like you have a very tight, like I said, I think this is a coincidence, not a coincidence, but perhaps intentional of the Dave Dumble sort of hammer coaching system. Knees are very tight. You're always consistently holding this kind of like quarter squat, half squat sort of thing. But it just looks a little stiff sometimes, especially through the upper body, or not upper body, but the torso. There's not much pendulum backwards. It's just kind of rotation, rather than it being more linear. But through the catch, you can see that left shoulder up just a little bit. Looks like maybe you might be thinking about lifting your hands a little bit, but it's not truly dramatic. You can see the left foot opening up a little bit early, and then you catch again. Flat catch, it's fine. It's not really good or bad either way. And then this hips could be a little bit more underneath you. You can see the tendency is to kind of open up that left side a little bit early. So going back to the entry, that left side's opening up a little bit early, starting a little bit early, creating a lot of tension. Same thing towards the end here. It looks like your right side's really not getting the most work or doing the most work that it can. The left side rotating back is good, but it needs to be in conjunction with the right side kind of working, and you need to kind of feel the right hip working. Whereas right now it looks like it's kind of behind. That right hip is a little bit behind you. And then you catch more in the direction of the sector here. Not a big deal. You're starting to lean back a little bit, but you can also see as the hands come down, the chest also comes down a little bit, eyes come down. You're going to see the left side lead a little bit more. And then you're definitely running out of room to, excuse me, if you, from your perspective, the left side of the circle. And I think you could probably feel that consciously. So then you kind of make an adjustment to, as you see, you kind of tighten up this left side again, head comes down, chest kind of comes down a little bit. And you have to like pull back onto this right side to finish and stay in the circle. So yeah, it's just different, you know. I could say, you know, maybe have a little bit more weight on the right side towards the end of double support. In the entry, reach out more to the right a little bit, and then you just got to stay back. Like I said, you see this left foot kind of twist open. I think if you chilled out that left leg a little bit, you see the left leg twist open, right side is then kind of behind a little bit. And then you need to land with the right hip underneath you. Your feet are so close. I would say maybe, like I said, get down the legs a little bit more. Feet don't have to be super tight. It should be natural. It doesn't have to be forced. And then from there, it's a matter of chilling out this left side, staying back on this right leg a little bit more, especially towards the end of double support, letting the ball go around a little bit more, because like I said, you're just traveling down the same kind of, in all three videos, you kind of say you're traveling down the right side of, or the right sector line. And then it's just kind of missing that direction too, where like it's just your torso's kind of upright the whole time. You got to get your hips up into the throw. This isn't really the best view to see here, but you got to get your hips up into the throw and lean back a little bit to get some more pendulum and direction and help, like I said, the direction of the throw. If it's just rotation, rotation, rotation every single time, you're going to be kind of fighting out of it, and the left side's going to need a pull to create direction. So that's this video, but I want to take a look at, like I said, the side view video to give you a better idea of kind of what I'm talking about here. So let's just give this a quick play. Yeah, so like this throw looks a little bit more comfortable. Orbit gets a little steep. You can try to be a little bit flatter in the first turn or two. Then you can see 3, 4, orbit's really up around the right side. But yeah, so to break it down a little bit more, same thing in the winds. Looks fine. And then you start to see, same thing here. You see this left side, left leg opening up early, right side kind of behind. All right, you can see the left leg opening early. You're facing the ball, but the right leg is behind. You got to feel a little bit more of this right leg working with everything. And then additionally, you could get a little bit, just a little bit more backwards lean here, where you can see as your body is going to kind of come back around, and you really don't go forwards with the hammer. As you can see, you catch with your, there's not much direction forwards. So then from there, the left side's going to pull even more. And you can see kind of the uncomfortableness of like this left shoulder is up. So this is what I'm kind of talking about here. The left shoulder is up just slightly compared to the right. So the left side's going to pull more. You do start to work backwards a little bit, but it's mostly coming from this left leg, not perhaps from the right leg. Because then you're going to see that right leg pause. The left side's going to turn open again. Boom, same thing here. You see the hips are always back away from the hammer. You need to get the hips forwards and you get the shoulders back a little bit more. And then like I said, the orbit does get pretty steep. You can see the hands come high above the head. You catch with your hips a little bit more underneath you here. Chest is down a little bit though. Your hips are trying to get forwards underneath you, but your chest is just down a little bit. And then same thing, orbit comes even steeper, hands way above the head. You don't really want this angle of the torso and the arms to get over like 90 degrees. And then you catch and you kind of cut off the rotation a little bit where it's not like a full complete turn. And then chest is going to come down again. And then you don't really get back on the hammer too well. You're strong enough to hold that position, but you're not really getting a true pendulum backwards. So yeah, let me know if you have any questions. If you need more specific direction, I can try to distill this down a little bit for you. Like I said, it's just an interesting video to look at because there's nothing like super terribly wrong that like points out like, oh, fix that and you're going to be good. It's like just little things where like your feet could be a little bit wider, you could be down on the knees a little bit more. Your hips definitely need to be more forwards. You could get a little bit more lean backwards, pendulum backwards. But I think the big thing is getting the hips forward towards the ball. So yeah, let me know if you have any questions, Keely. If anybody else out there would like a technical analysis, like I said, go to www.gripandrip.co. All right, so that is it. Thank you guys for watching. Until next time, Sean Don, signing off.